Lord Moros, as our honored guest, we wanted you to have this, to make your stay a bit more comfortable.
The nectar of the gods. Thank you, Princess. I've not received an offering before, though I do like to come prepared. So here, from me to you.
How thoughtful. I accept.
Huh. I must admit, I'm unaccustomed to displays of flattery. Forgive me, I don't quite know what to say, except thank you.
You're very welcome. Though I'd not intended it as flattery, it's just... Don't even mention it, all right? Have you experienced our hot springs yet, Lord Moros? The waters cleanse the body and the mind. I'm headed over if you'd care to join me.
Why, I don't see why not. I've seen and heard about such springs as these, though never been. Oof. To think that such a place is hidden here.
So what did you and the Fates do for recreation where you're from anyhow?
Have I mentioned they like to weave? Their weaving was their occupation and their passion. I never got too good at it myself, and all they needed was the three of them, so...
I know an excellent spinstress who could maybe help with your technique. What did you do while they were busy spinning away?
Well, I would travel the world to witness mortals in their final moments. Look them square in the face as they perished, often in horror.
You do this for recreation's sake?
The nature of the role leaves little time for recreation, and it's all I could do to make those final moments dignified. Though I don't think the gesture always comes across.
I'm sorry.
I've not felt so refreshed in, well, it's been a while now. Thank you again. You're very kind to me, Princess. I arrived at these crossroads in a desperate state. I didn't expect to be made welcome here.
And I didn't expect to meet Doom face to face, much less for him to be rather agreeable. Yet here we are. Say, Lord Moros, would you accompany me to the riverside? I have a feeling your mere presence may help with the evening's catch.
I have a way with mortal creatures of all sorts, so I'll accompany you, yes. Forgive me, though I never have quite understood the compulsion to extract water creatures from their natural environs. I know for mortals it is sometimes necessary sustenance, though others do it for the sake of sport. Why?
For mortals, it seems to be an opportunity to assert themselves over the natural world. Though I would take no pride in outsmarting such creatures if I were them. In our case, we safeguard habitats for all the species that we find.
That seems like a burdensome responsibility for creatures that ought to take better care of themselves.
Well, there's more to it, I suppose. For one thing, it sets a contemplative mood, right? Means we can talk a little bit about matters unrelated to our own burdensome responsibilities.
I can certainly appreciate that part. And now we wait. Patience is a necessary skill in this pursuit. Steady, Princess. Come meet your fate. Skillfully caught.
Victory is mine.
Perhaps it's good to let the mind wander a bit to such pursuits, every once in a while. Why, thank you for this, truly, though you needn't go out of your way for me. You've been so generous. Forgive my asking, but this isn't due to some sort of prophecy in the fated list, is it?
No, of course not, Lord Moros. Although, even if it was, I would be duty-bound not to inform you, wouldn't I?
That's true.
Lord Moros, would you accompany me to the springs again sometime? And by sometime, I mean, are you busy now?
I feared you'd never ask again, Princess. I've longed for the warmth of the springs since last we visited. Oof. I surely can get used to this.
Your relationship with the Fates sounds like it must have been a complicated one. You've never been on your own, have you?
I haven't. They're my sisters and my elders. I grew up under their watchful eye, and I'm more than their brother. I was their guardian. But I couldn't protect them in the end. Perhaps they always knew I'd fail them, and loved me anyway.
You can't go thinking like that. You had one of the most important responsibilities in the world. The Fates are as all-knowing as they come, aren't they? Then it stands to reason there wasn't anybody better suited for the task than you.
Princess, would you just let me wallow in my misery a bit? Ah, no, wait. Forget it. It's gone. A mighty incantation on your part just now.
Anyway, I know you love your sisters, but the circumstances being what they are, perhaps some distance will be good for you.
Perhaps. These springs are good for me. Of that, I have no doubt.
Nor I.
I think I really needed that. And always wonderful to have your company. I'm honored to accept this, Princess Malinois. When the Fates first indicated that we'd meet, I asked them what I should expect, what you were like. Clotho smiled and simply said, "You'll see." I felt certain they were playing a prank.
You make me glad I don't have any sisters, Lord Moros. So, what would you have said in Clotho's place?
Oh. Perhaps I would have said, "She's a great witch and enchantress, the princess of the underworld, daughter to the goddess of spring and the lord of the dead. Though whatever you imagine her to be, she's more."
That's not bad. Lord Moros, I wanted you to have this either way, though if you're not too busy at the moment, would you care to share it with me at the taverna? I know this is sudden, it's just I'm past due for a little break.
Princess Malinois, it would be my pleasure. Would you please lead the way?
So it can be a lot, of course. I don't know what's the better source of motivation. Those completely certain I'll succeed in everything, or those completely certain that I'll fail.
I have the same thought pattern frequently. The Fates, they could anticipate the outcomes of my efforts and would chastise me sometimes for small mistakes I'd yet to make. It wasn't always as encouraging as intended.
Then where did you find the strength? Your responsibilities sound like they must have been a lot.
It all simply became a force of habit at some point. You practice a skill to a level of proficiency, then fear letting it go. Fear you'll never be as capable at other things.
I wouldn't have expected Doom himself to harbor such misgivings.
Well, perhaps I should have been born as fear. So then where do you think it comes from? Your source of motivation for your task?
I've decided it comes from the thought of finding more of this ambrosia out there. This is good.
I very much enjoyed your company, Princess. And thank you for the drink. I trust we'll have more opportunities like this.
I trust so too.